Welcome! This video is going to teach you how to play Crew Deck, a game recently designed by me, Dylan Wagoner, with art by Jared Hart. Crew Deck is a spatial set collecting game where you're collecting different aliens and putting them into a spaceship trying to get the most points. You get points for getting sets of light colors, like faction symbols, and also for getting valuable aliens. To set up a game of Crew Deck, you're going to start by finding these priority cards, or payroll cards, and putting them out like this. You'll notice that each set all match, so these are all first and have the same little red number in the bottom right. You're also going to take the alien cards, which are actual Crew Deck cards, and shuffle them up to form the deck. These cards look like this. Each card has 3 different things on it. It has its point value, it has its symbol, and it has its color. The color matches the type of alien it is, the symbol matches the symbol on the window. Finally, to set up, you're going to add wild cards based on the number of players. There are 3 different types of wild cards in Crew Deck. There are generalists who have a set color, but a wild symbol. There are astronauts that have a wild color, but a set symbol. And then there are generalist astronauts. You're going to take one of each type of card per player and shuffle them into the deck. So finally, Crew Deck is going to be played over exactly 5 rounds, and at the beginning of each round, you're going to deal each player 5 cards. We'll assume that for this game, we're playing with 3 people. So you're going to look at your cards, and starting with whoever has the first player token, which is this, and you can determine this randomly, or say the last person to go to space gets the first player token. You're going to look at your cards. Now, you don't necessarily control these aliens yet. We're going to be creating a marketplace where people can decide what aliens to hire for their spaceship. I have a lot of purple in my hand, so I might decide that I want to try and go for purple this game. It'll become more and more interesting as the game goes on what colors you go for, because you'll have more things in your spaceship already. So what we're going to do during this phase is take turns in clockwise order, playing 1 card at a time until there's a pile per player of 3 cards. So I might play this card, and then the person to my left could either add to that pile I just played or create a new pile. And then the person to that person's left could do the same. They could add to an existing pile or create a new pile. Once 3 piles are created, so since we're only playing with 3 players, we can't create any more piles because it's 1 pile per player. But now it's back to me, and I can say, well, I want to make sure that I get a purple alien this game, so I'm going to spread them out a little bit. And then the next player would add a card somewhere, the next player would add a card somewhere. And then I can continue my plan of making sure that the purple gets spread out a little bit, or I could go here and say, maybe I can get these 2 matching cards. At the end of each market phase, you're going to have 2 cards left over in your hand. So if you notice that people are going for this color or symbol, these could be good cards to hold on to because you're going to discard them face down. So no one will know for sure what is left in the deck when you discard these. So then finally, and again starting with whoever has the first player token, everyone is going to pick one of these priority cards. The higher priority, so first and second and third, have higher numbers on them, so these are points that you'll have to pay at the end of the game. This represents paying your aliens that you hire. But if you want to get first pick of the litter, then you're going to want to pick a higher number. So maybe I really want these 2 purple cards. I'm going to pick a higher number. I'm going to pick 3rd, actually. So then the player to my left will decide, do I want to pick a larger number, or do I want to pick a smaller number? Maybe they decide that they're going to pick 4th. And then the final player would look at this and say, okay, I could pick 6th and go last. There's no reason to pick 5th because I'm going last either way. But if I take 2nd, I could go 1st. So they're going to take 2nd. Whoever takes the highest number after everyone has picked one will take the first player token. They'll get to go first on the next round. And then whoever has the higher player token, of course, will also get to pick which set of cards they want to keep. So they're going to take this one. They're going to take that away from us. Okay, so now it's our turn since we chose 3rd and our opponent chose 4th. And I think we're going to choose to take this pile. And they're left with probably what's the least valuable pile, and they have to take these. So take note that if you go last, you never get a choice. You just get whatever's left over. And sometimes that's okay, but sometimes that can hurt you. After everyone has taken their piles, we're then going to transition into actually putting these into our play area. So this is where we're going to start building our spaceship. Your spaceship is always going to end up being a 2x7 grid. Your first card can go anywhere, essentially. It'll basically go in the middle. And then every card after that will have to go adjacent to it. Now these cards actually match because they have a similar symbol there. So these would be good cards to put next to each other. This one isn't contributing to either of these cards in any way, so we could put it in there, or we could decide to pass on it. So once per game, because you're going to get 15 cards, even though you can only put 14 in your spaceship, you can put one below to work in your cargo hold. You'll still get points for them, but they're not going to contribute to any sets. So let's decide to do that. You then also take your priority card and put that in your cargo hold. Whether you put an alien down there or not, you're going to hold on to all 5 of these to get over the course of the game to keep track of how many you have to pay at the end. After 5 rounds, you're going to have a full spaceship. So let's say that after building it up a little bit, your spaceship looks like this. Doing this fairly random, so it might not be the best spaceship ever. Okay. So you're going to score points for 1, the inherent point value of each alien on your ship. So that's the number in the top left. Cards that are more rare tend to have a higher number. So for example, there's only 1 orange with this symbol, so it's a 5. However, there's 5 red with this symbol, so this is worth 1 point. So you're going to add up all of those points. Don't forget to subtract any negatives from wild cards or priority cards. And then next, you're going to score for your sets. So I like to start with color and then go with symbol. So here I have a set of blue. So this is 1, 2, 3 blue because this is a wild card. And you can look at your reference card to see how many points that set is worth. So a set of 3 is worth 9 points. You would add 9 points to your total. And then here we have a set of 2 red and a set of 2 orange. So 2 sets of 2, those are each worth 4 points. So I didn't do too great on any colored sets this time, but hopefully I'll do better on symbols. So let's look at symbols. So here I have 1, 2 pilot symbols, so that's a set of 2. 2 engineering symbols, that's another set of 2. And then here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mechanic symbols. So a set of 5 is worth 25 points, which is looking a lot better than the sets I had before. Note that anything that's individual doesn't score for a set, and a wild only contributes to existing sets. So unfortunately, this wild card, she can't count as a purple or a green, but she can count as a blue, and she can count as a mechanic, because she's next to a set of existing mechanics or existing blue cards. So if you put these in the right place, you can score a ton of points for these wild cards. They tend to be very worth it, just not in this particular case. After everyone has added up their total score from all those different things, whoever has the highest score is the winner. In the rare event of a tie, whoever pays the most for payroll over the course of the game wins the tiebreaker. And that's basically it. That's Crew Deck. So hopefully you enjoy Crew Deck. Hopefully this was helpful in teaching you how to play. And if you're interested in the art that's featured in this game, you can actually purchase prints of it at artstation.com/jaredhart/prints. There's some really amazing artwork in this game, and there's some additional kind of bonus artwork that's been produced that's going to be available on here as well. So thank you again for looking, and I hope you pick up a copy of Crew Deck soon and enjoy playing it.